This podcast is free. Sit back and relax. This podcast is free. I ain't paying for that. This podcast is free. It's Derek and Steven picking topics out of a hat. I ain't paying for that. And now your hosts, Derek and Steven.
And there we go. We are in.
There we go. I was wondering if that
The
was actually
second
gonna
one
make
is
it.
up.
We're still working on this, so it's a work in progress.
You notice the headphones coming out.
Yeah, you'd think we'd know what we're doing by now, but well, maybe we don't.
No, this is all new for us. I think we're already ahead of what we were doing last week. So we've got that much going for
Yeah,
us.
hopefully it'll sound a little better.
Yeah. No, we got
Yeah.
it. And I mean, yeah, we're a little late this one, but these are all practice runs for when we get to the point where we can be doing the live. of course.
Live, we're gonna need your help doing live. Just hate to say it, let's get it out of the way.
Yes,
We need
yes.
some-
But it's
just
coming.
Get some subs.
It is
and-
coming.
What'd you say last week? Smash that like button.
No, there's going to be no smashing of the like buttons here.
Yeah.
Anyway, this podcast is free. Welcome, everybody. The big episode number 2.
Number 2.
I don't know what to call it. It's I titled the first one "Beginnings" in my file, so I would at least know where I was once that episode counter starts going. But yeah,
I don't know what to call it. I don't know. It's episode 2.
we'll figure it out. So,
Yeah.
welcome, everybody. We are here. It is another Monday. We are recapping another week.
Monday.
Myself, Steven, and Mr. Derek. Of course, the song lets you know who we
Why
were
do I
at
get
the beginning.
Mister? Why can't you be Mr. Steven?
You're older than I am.
What does that have to like by months or a year? It's not much. It's not much. It's not much.
No, it's not. No, it's not. So, how was your week? That's one of my bullet points I put up there.
Oh.
So I'd know
Oh,
what.
okay.
Last
All
week,
right.
not only last week did I forgot to do the bullet points, but I forgot to look at the clock for when we started, so I'd know when to end.
How was my week? Well, I feel like in the intro we have to add that it's another Monday. We hope that we will help you get through this week
God won't
to
we?
make it to another Monday. That's
I thought
the
my
goal.
week was going to get better. It got worse.
Oh, well, maybe we should start with your week while I try and remember what my week was.
Well, I had a bunch of out-of-town gigs this week, and it's like the worst part of my week because we eat so wonderfully here. My wife
Right.
cooks. She's super healthy. Everything we eat is really high quality, and I eat pretty well. And then I go out of town, and once it's time to be with the band, it's Arby's. And if you watched last week's episode, if you check out episode number 1, I had a small rant, and like I said, I was kind of keeping myself,
Right.
reined in. But I had another episode this week.
And you got to hit the button to switch camera too.
Oh, you're right. I forget everything. That's you.
Yeah. No,
That's me.
there we go.
So this week, I was wondering what that meant. I thought you meant. We're gonna let
I
y'all.
gotta
We're gonna
work
let y'all.
on a
We're
signal
gonna
with
let.
the left
We're gonna
hand.
let y'all in on the production secrets. I
Gotta be
thought
like-
this meant shut the. You meant switch the camera.
Episode number 2. It's still a work in progress, so we're working on it.
So anyway, last week, if you'll remember, my boring tirade about fast food, and it's the only time when I'm with the band is when I do this. And I've actually gotten to the point where I feel pretty much like shit about every time I eat at fast food now. It's
It's pretty gross.
it's
you
overpriced.
shouldn't eat it.
It's overpriced and it's devil poison food. Let's be honest. So last week I griped. This week I'm like, it's gonna be fine. I go to Mobile, play a gig, and I called you because we got double booked. And it's like the worst thing for a musician ever is you pull up to the bar and you see another dude or person, doesn't matter, carrying musical gear in. And then you're like,
Who's getting paid? Who's playing? What's happening?
No,
Did I drive
because
over here for nothing?
at least from my experience, not who's playing, whoever gets in the bar first with their gear typically is the one that's going to be playing. Now, the question becomes, are the other band, they going to get paid? And how much are they going to get paid? So not only did I know that we were double booked, I saw the guy carrying in their stuff, and I was like, shit, that means they're going to be playing. And I was like, crap. This bar, though, I did tell you on the phone,
Yeah.
they were super nice. They have supported us for years. When the bands couldn't play during and after COVID, they were one of the first bars that called and were like, "Hey, do y'all need gigs?" You know, they were only paying like $100 a man. It was terrible, but we were just like, "Yes, anything at this point." And so they'd always taken care of us, and I had faith that they were going to be cool, and they were. They paid us not our full rate, but they did pay us. So we basically all just went home. Well, I'm super happy with some cash in my pocket. I'm like, I'm going to go. Oh, shit, there is a Crystals right by this place.
I think
if
White
you are
Castle's
not
better,
from the
but-
South or just not familiar with Crystals, it's amazing. It's shit food, but it's amazing shit food. The tiny
It's the same
little,
thing as White Castle.
Same thing as White Castle.
Although White Castle is better.
yeah, I would agree with that. But this is what we have.
No offense to the Crystal fans.
Yeah, this
but
is what
it
we
just
have.
is
We
what
have
it is.
Crystals, and I'm like, we don't have it here in our hometown, but in
No.
Mobile they do.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm excited.
There used to be a Crystal.
It's gone.
Oh, really?
Shut down.
All right. well,
So
there you
I'm
go.
like, I'm excited.
What do I know?
Chili cheese fries, Crystal Pups, whatever.
Oh.
It's gonna be good, man. I'm so you know me.
I'm trying to convince myself when you say chili cheese fries that.
Yeah, but see, you know me. I'm ready. I'm ready to roll, and I'm ready to take this stuff down. And so I get there, and there's a dude with a bunch of kids in front of me in a line, and I can hear it over the mic. Can I get 20? No. Can I get the 48 bag of of Crystals?
Yeah. Whoever works there is super happy.
At least that's all he ordered. He ordered the 48 Crystals. That's it. He didn't say 48 Crystals, 4 Cokes, 2 chili. I was like, okay, that just means they have just to make a shitload of Crystals real quick. That's
Right,
fine.
So yours should be fresh.
Well, whatever. And of course I'm cool. It's like I'm in a good mood. I just got paid. I don't have to play for the night. I'm going home. I called my wife. I was like, I'm coming home.
Yeah.
So I'm not in a hurry. So I'm actually being cool about it. I'm watching YouTube on my phone. But then like 20 minutes goes by, and I'm looking around. I'm like, dude, what the shit is going on here? It got to the 25.
What time was this? What time
This
at night?
was 9:30.
Oh, that's not that late.
No, it's past the rush. No, nobody was busy except for the Chick-fil-A across the road. So I'm like, it's cool. The 25-minute mark hits, and I finally got mad, and I was like, what am I doing? He hadn't even gotten his food yet. So I go over to across the street to Crystals, closed. Fuck me. So I turn out.
Wait, no. You said you were at Crystals. And you went.
I'm
across
sorry,
to Crystals.
Chick-fil-A. I
Oh,
went across the
and
street.
they closed?
They had already closed. I was like, well, fuck me. So I was mad. I just went down the road. And then what comes to it is literally the savior. What is shining down the road
Oh,
like
it's always
a
Taco Bell.
bastion of fast food
Taco
glory?
Bell.
No,
Wow.
Popeyes.
Oh, really?
For me at least.
Oh, okay. Well, I think you had a rant about Taco Bell last week. So
Yeah,
I was,
that's what
I
I'm
was
saying. That was
expecting that
I'd
you're
already
gonna have to
griped
eat
about
again
Taco.
tonight.
I'm just saying, fast food in general can go suck it. So there it is, shining in the distance like Camelot of old. Oh, Popeyes, delicious. So I'm like, let's do this shit. They always take care of me, no matter where you are. Here at
Right.
home, Mobile, Destin, Florida, Lake Charles, Louisiana. Popeyes has got you covered. Well, I sat in that line for 15 minutes.
So you're pushing almost an hour. You could.
I'm
you
pushing
probably could've
45
been
minutes.
home.
I'm pushing 45 minutes. Have not gotten food yet. I've at least placed my order. I sat in 15 minutes for the line, and then I get up to the window, and this little motherfucker. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. Like at this point, let's you and me have a thing going right now. This little motherfucker just acted like I had ruined the TikTok she was trying to record while she was at work. It was such a problem that I was there to get some damn chicken at 9:57 at night. And she takes my order. I could basically can just screw off down the street. She doesn't care. She hands me my receipt and no drink. And I'm like, "Oh, man, can I get my Coke?"
Oh, you wanted a Coke, too?
Oh, you wanted the Coke with that $13 combo? So, and then I realized, oh, man, I'm sorry, no straw. And then she really was just like, and I was like, then finally I was done. I've never done this in a fast food line before. I was audible, actually let the words come out of my mouth. I was like, Jesus, what am I doing wrong? She's like, so now I have to pull around to the thing and wait for another 10 minutes. It was an hour and 10-ish minutes for me to get food.
I thought
from
you were going to have your food already before you went off on her.
No. I mean,
Yeah. Did they spit in your food?
what?
But I get you. I get you. I don't understand.
I'm sorry,
why.
man, because let's be honest. Let's be honest with each other right now. You, me, and all. Let's right here. This shit's too expensive. $13 on average to go to the devil food poisoning outlet is horrible. Like the point of Taco Bell was that it was supposed to be like $6 for 40 pounds of food. The
Right.
diarrhea did not matter.
Right.
Because it was $6. Now it is upwards of $30 to get that same pile of food, and you're like,
Oh, yeah.
"Well, I'm paying you for the
I
diarrhea."
could have went to the restaurant. I could have went to the sit down restaurant.
Is it me? Am I
Is it any
old?
better?
Tell me. Am I old? Did I go off my fucking rocker? What is the problem? Or is it that I don't know? I just wanted a damn chicken sandwich, and I couldn't even get that with a little TikTok attitude. Thank you very much. So that was my week. Derek, did you have time to come up with something a little more sunshiny than what I just dropped on everybody?
Wow. I have a pretty bad memory, so I'm always trying to figure out exactly, like, I'm trying to remember my week. All I can tell you is I could tell you about just on the way over here.
Well,
You know,
that-
I mean, we can go there right now. I mean, I have to ask. I just arrived home. I'm literally sitting on the toilet, and my doorbell goes off. I got a little video doorbell bit, and so I'm on my phone. Obviously, I'm sitting on the toilet, and it's some guy on a Monday, trying to door-to-door sales something. He had a little
That's the
lanyard
worst.
and a clipboard, and I'm like, why does this still happen in 2024? Why are you coming to my door? Like, if I go to, let's say Best Buy, for example, I'm going in. I probably know more than most people that work there because I'm a techie person. But not to knock those people there, but a lot of people that work there don't even want to be there anyway.
Very true.
But so when I go there, and what was I going to say? I just lost it. There it went. I should be the one doing drugs.
Well, I mean, the door-to-door salesman.
Oh, that's right. Door-to-door sales. So when I go to Best Buy, I don't want you to talk to me until I need you.
Yeah,
Like,
when I need
And
assistance.
of course, they always bother you when you don't need them. But then when you need them, you
No,
can't
nobody's
find
around.
anybody.
Nobody's
Right.
ever around. When
So
you
now the
need
guy's
somebody.
coming to my door, whatever he's trying to sell. I don't know what he wants to sell. I don't care what you're selling. I'm at home. I don't want to be bothered at home. A door-to-door is, I don't know what's worse, being called on the phone because we're on our phone so much, or is it the guy knocking on my door? Like,
Well, number one,
I'm
and this is we
lost.
talked about it last week. You're a millennial in my eyes, as far as like how you act. Millennials, myself included, and yeah, I'll own
I'm
the
still
fact that
standing
we
on, I
are.
have 1 foot in and 1
Well,
foot
either
out.
way, but I'm just saying, I'll own what my generation is known for. We don't like phone calls, guys. We don't like phone call. Phone call's bad. Phone call means something bad happened. Shoot me a text, something. Phone calls are bad. So moms and aunts and all that shit, stop the phones because we just assume I hear that ring and like something shakes inside of my rib cage. I'm like, oh shit, what is this gonna be?
Right.
So yeah, we just don't like y'all can just help the situation. Send a text. Don't be so much with the phone calls.
Speaking of which, too, because I need to get this on record, that if you talk to your father, he tried to call me and left me a message, and I've totally forgot to call him back until you said something right now. I was like, oh, crap.
And I was instructed to ask you, but I had forgot until you had brought it up. So that's like, this
A
is
double whammy?
No. This is the inception of forgetfulness. Like it is forgetfulness
man.
inside of forgetfulness.
Maybe because it's
inside.
Monday.
Well, again, and I think that's why that's the best part about this podcast because there's all the stupid shit I see on the weekend. There's all the stuff you see during the week, and because my week's quieter than yours. My week is mainly
maybe.
playing.
I'm out roaming around doing stuff, but
Yeah.
it's like my normal clients that I'm going to and all that stuff.
Yeah,
so.
but I mean, I stay in this room and practice music all week, so
Oh,
it's like
okay,
I'm
well,
very
yeah.
sheltered. I don't get the party until the weekend, But
Yeah. I mean, it just bewilders me, the door-to-door business. I mean, kudos to those that have.
everybody's got to work, I guess.
Yeah, you got
I
to
try to-
work. You got to
to
go
keep
get your
the-
money. I totally get it. I understand. But it's like, that's. I mean, I guess after you knock on the first 50 doors, it gets really easy after that. So,
Yeah. At one time, the AT&T got me to sign. The AT&T person got me to sign up for their service, their internet.
right, and it's probably
So
worth
it worked years
Yeah.
ago. Now they still come by and I'm like, sorry guys, it's a Sparklight over here. Y'all can't hang with
Right.
with my speeds, guys.
Right,
At least
yeah.
for the price. And they're just like, well, I'd like to. I'm like, no, we're not gonna play. I just assume.
And I
like,
used to do every year I'd swap companies just to get the deal because
Oh,
you
yeah,
got to
yeah.
wait
True.
12 months to get the deal again. So I'm like, all right, I'll use you for a little while and then I'll go to somebody else later.
No, I'm happy. Us poor folk in Mississippi have great internet speed, so that's all I could ask for as far
Yeah.
as
I mean,
know.
whatever. It works. We got better speeds in most places,
yeah.
I'd say.
No, we actually, contrary to popular belief, there's a lot of things here in and I'm being specific, the Gulf South. That's
Yeah.
what we're not talking about Tennessee and upland shit like that. We're talking about
Right.
the Gulf, the Florida Panhandle area. That's where we are. So we actually have it pretty well as far as like most things that people would think would be contrary.
Right.
Other than the fact that it is blazing hot and it is still blazing hot and humid right now, and I'm so
Yeah.
ready for October.
fall weather. Little
Well, not
break.
even fall. Just
breeze. A
turn off
breeze
the
is
heat.
great.
Yeah,
I
just
mean,
turn
we
off
go
the
down to 85 with a breeze. I'm okay with that.
and we had that false fall that they talk about where everybody starts. Oh, it's like so nice. And like,
Yeah.
don't do that
Mm-mm.
because 3 days later you're gonna get a rainstorm and
Or that
then
heat
98
wave that
degrees
comes through in December.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, no,
That's bad.
don't let it fool you.
no, we
But
can
yeah,
get into all that.
it'll be nice. I can't do it like I was when I was younger with the heat anymore. Just doing the
Well, you know what
yard.
it is because you're not in the heat anymore. That's the problem. I mean, people talk about how it's hotter. It's not hotter. It's your butt is staying inside more in the AC.
Oh, I agree.
So you're not conditioned to the heat anymore.
I agree. There was one summer that I completely hid from the elements. Like 2 or 3 years ago, there was just one summer I was like, I might have been practicing a lot, drums
Mhm.
at the time, but yeah, I didn't leave. I stayed inside, and I remarked to myself after it was over, like, "Oh yeah, you literally just like AC'd your
Right.
way through the whole summer and didn't even. I know, like the lawn looked like
See,
crap."
because I remember in high school in the band, I gotta have some sound effects, something. Because this is not only audio, it's video. And if you real quick for the audio people, if you hear us talking about switching, it's the camera movements. We should have clarified that earlier, just in case you're listening to this in the car or whatever else.
We're getting it together. We're
we're
learning.
still working.
We're
on it.
we're learning. We're
you know.
young YouTube bucks.
Yeah, we get some subs, and then maybe we can hire somebody down the road to do the switching, and we won't have to worry about it.
That's right.
Handle the techie end of it would be kind of nice. So yeah, in band, and I remember it was a pretty hot year, and of course, you're in band practice out on the field, you're tooting your horn, you're in
Best
whatever.
shape of your life.
Yeah, I mean, I was probably in a good shape at that point, and I remember just having a little. Oh, what did I have? A little Dodge Ram 50, little 2-seater red
Yeah.
truck. It was my grandfather's, and I remember just not turning on the AC and rolling down the windows because
Oh,
it was
yeah.
fine in the 95-degree heat, and I was okay
at
with it.
35 miles an hour. Of course, it's like
Yeah.
perfectly fine to be riding around.
Right.
Nowadays, good Lord, I'd
No, I'd be dying.
Yeah.
I'd be like, no, this is not happening. Roll the windows up, kids. Put the AC on. It's hot outside.
Yeah,
and it's,
and I have to admit, I think like it has been unusually. No, it really hasn't, because like the past few years, thinking about it, is like, no, we hit that point of September, and God, why are we sitting here talking about the weather?
I don't know. I mean, you said it was hot, and I just want to defend the fact that
It
people
is
are like,
freaking hot.
it's hot, and I'm like, no, it's really not that different than it was last year. Your ass was just sitting inside more instead of being outside and getting used to it.
True.
I mean,
We all do sit inside.
it's the same
quite a
thing.
bit.
It's like as you get older, you move less, so you need less AC to cool off. That's why the older folks like it warmer, and you go over
Yeah.
there and you start dying. You're like, you're outside, and I'm just like,
oh,
no,
like this
is-
household
this is not
with,
good.
with she's
Yeah.
got it always so cold, and I put even in the summer, I'm in
Yeah.
here at night with something long.
I mean,
sleeve on.
I got to go figure out my electric bill was higher this month. I just got it, and
Like jumped up.
yeah, and it was a little more than normal. It's usually the price of what it is during the mid of the winter. When I'm running some heat, when it gets cold, if we have like a little cold spell down here, and yeah, it was high, and I was like, well, what is going? Wait, did prices go up? Did something happen? What happened? Why is it this price? And I was like, I've been running the crap out of that AC lately.
Yeah.
I've been hitting it hard.
Yeah. and mine's been the past 3 months is super high. But hey, to keep me out of that weather, I'll take it. It's
no,
just,
I get it.
We're in the brutal part too. This is the dog days of summer right here. This is where it's gonna get
Yeah.
real dry,
Just
and
get
it's
it-
gonna be like
let's just
high
get it
till
over with.
October. Yeah, I'm good, man.
Yeah.
This is the first one, and she said the same thing. This is the first one where I'm like, I'm ready for winter. Screw this summer shit. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
These gigs in Florida, like the outside ones, are killing me.
Yeah, and I know people who live in cold places be like, oh, the winter is pretty, But I'm always kind of like, you can start a fire, you can add clothes.
Oh yeah,
It's only so much
and
you
all
can
my
do
good
when
clothes.
it's hot.
Let's be honest. All my good. I don't. Nobody wants to see me in shorts and
Right.
and t-shirt. But all my good clothes are winter clothes. So I am ready. Like stylish me is ready for. I mean, you can
Right.
just tell by looking at me. This is.
I was gonna
high-class.
ask you,
This
tell
is
you earlier,
high-class
you
stuff.
had your fall outfit on going on here.
I just got to the point where and Rachel does not understand it. I wear jeans. I just can't not wear.
I mean, I enjoy wearing jeans.
I love jeans. I'll sleep in jeans. I'm
But
a
then-
psychopath. I will sleep in jeans.
No, I can't do that.
I
I can't do it. It'd have to be freezing cold.
I
for me to
hiked.
sleep in
We
jeans.
hiked. We had gone to Utah recently and done Zion, and wonderful trip. And I just remember the whole time we were there, up and down these mountains and these switchbacks, beautiful country. And there's me in my skinny blue jeans, and every person that not only like let's be honest here, they can say what they want, but every pussy that walked past me on the trail had Columbia on from head to toe, and I mean like I'm not joking. I don't mean
like all like the weather
I'm not,
techie stuff.
I don't
like
mean
the,
like we mean in the South when we say Coke and we mean anything. I don't mean like I saw Columbia and there was North Face and Patagonia. I mean every motherfucker on this mountain had Columbia shoes, Columbia pants, Columbia SPF shirt.
Yeah, but the Columbia is cheaper than the other ones.
I don't give a shit
I'm just saying.
with all these robots walking around, and every one of them walk
What's
by, you
wrong
could
with
hear
that?
something. He's wearing blue jeans. Oh my god! And we were Rachel can attest to this. We're going up one of these big ass mountains, and there's these two frantic little Frenchmen
oh boy.
that fly past us up
You
the
know.
mountain. So we're just going, at sunset speed, and then before we even get to the top, they're already coming down the bottom, and they pass us, and in that very obvious accent, you could just hear. I don't think they realized we had stopped walking for a second and weren't quite far away. Janes. Let me do this. Okay. Janes. And I'm just like, hell yeah, brother! Like, I am not only more protected. That thin ass Columbia shit looks like Mylar that y'all got on. Snake comes or a sharp rock, and you're going down, brother. Levi Strauss has this American boy covered. I can sit on a rock. I can run a trout line. I'll be just fine on that mountain with my skinny jeans. But all these whites on the mountain and the Frenchmen were just like, Jans? And just could not get
They actually called you out and said,
Jans.
Come on. You didn't tell me this. I
Jans?
did not hear this story.
Yeah,
at all.
right. And I swear to God, if you want to know, I mean, I'm talking to like y'all are gonna have a fucking chance to do this. You can ask Rachel to verify the Jen story, and she will say every word of that is true.
Oh, wow.
And now I have a wish or a goal
that is crazy.
to do all of these trips we love because we want to do all the national parks. We've done.
Yeah, that's
we,
a bucket list.
We honeymooned in Sedona, Arizona, high class hippie desert town shit. But that's not really like a national park. It's more of like I think a state park, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
So this first actual trip, other than our honeymoon, we took was to Zion National Park.
Mhm.
Amazing. And now we want to do Yellowstone. We want to do Yosemite.
Yeah.
We want to do the Grand Canyon. All
That's funny. I follow when I worked at the local community college, one of the administrators, the doctors, or
Yeah,
whatever, had a his daughter was going to school there, and I took her picture because I did the photography for the school and all that stuff. And it's funny, I follow her on Instagram, and like her and her husband
yeah.
just quit their jobs. Like they saved up
Oh,
money.
And they're doing the
and
thing.
they're doing the all like the
That's
national
cool.
parks for
That
3
is-
months.
man,
now they're
that's
in like
fun.
this little bitty outback. I think
Yeah.
their Instagram is like her name is Ryan.
Yeah.
I remember she said it's like Diane, but with an R, and like Clay
Yeah.
Travel or something like that, and it's the two of them in a car, eating out of the car, stocking their stuff.
doing
But
the
she's kind
thing.
of like explaining everything as they go, like how we prepared for this, what we did, we saved money, blah 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 blah. We did all this, so I thought that was pretty cool. And like I've been watching because I'm like I am kind of curious. I'm like, yeah, how do these people do this? Like you saved up X amount of money, but like apparently they did this whole budget thing of. I'm budgeting for food. I'm budgeting for
Yeah.
little spending money. I'm
Yeah. budgeting
budgeting for this, and they put a little camper top on the top of their car, and it like unfolds.
That's
and
cool.
That's where they
I mean,
sleep,
maybe
and-
that might be a little too rough for me, but the idea,
I'm saying-
because that's
I'm
what we
saying
would
both.
like to do.
Yeah.
In retirement.
Like maybe
is-
if I was their age, like early
Yeah, yeah,
20s, I'd
yeah.
be like, oh, if I would have thought about that, I would have did it. But
But
you
the
know.
point is, this little skinny ass white boy is going to do all these places with blue jeans on from this point out, just to make a point. Janes, Janes.
all right,
And I heard the door shut. She's home now. You can verify that story once we are done tonight.
Well, I do have to say it's funny because I was going to be on the other side of that, and I'm like, you wore jeans because, again, when I worked at the community college, because I was out on the football field and all that kind of stuff and running around, I bought, I don't know, maybe I was at a Bass Pro Shop or something like that, and I found these North Face pants that were like what I was looking for. So they were
Get them in Real Tree.
no, I didn't, no, come on, you got to give me a little credit. I can't be doing the real tree. Hey, if you like the real tree, whatever. My nephew's into that, so whatever. But it was like a tech pant that was water resistant.
I
and
know
all
which
that
one.
kind of
I've
crap.
seen you in those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say I bought those in 2017, and they are still as good, like fresh.
Yeah.
Like they're not worn out, and I wear through clothes like pretty quickly because I sweat. And
And you only have one pair of them.
No, I bought
Yeah, you
4
did the
pair.
good old. That's right.
I'm a Steve
If
Jobs.
you are a
of-
younger person, this is a good tip from this person right here. Do the old guy thing. You find a pair of pants you like or a
Just buy
shirt,
'em.
buy like 20 of them. I swear it is useful in the end.
Why?
because
If you like them, I mean, it makes it. I understand if you want to be fashionable, all that crap. I'm like Steve. I would aspire to be like Steve Jobs, where I've got a closet full of black turtleneck sweatshirts, blue jeans, and 20 of the pair of the same shoes. And then you know what? He said that was a
I'd like to see
anxiety
you in
and
a
stress
turtleneck.
level he had to take out of his day because.
Oh, well, that
He-
yeah.
You know, that's what I'm wearing today. It's
I,
the
I would
same
like
thing
to
as
see you in a
yesterday.
turtleneck. DeBear, if you're watching, if you could take a photo of Derek, I know you have one, or I'll send you one, and put a turtleneck on him. If we could have that ready for next
I don't
week, I'd
know.
really appreciate that.
Wow.
That'd be a little switch I'll put up on the stills. It'd be good.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see. I don't think I could do a turtleneck because I mean, look at this. This is all open, like something like choking me to death. I don't.
But you got the right glasses, all black with the. I think we could. I think we could do.
Wow, this went south real quick. Wow. All right, what were we talking about? We were talking about something.
Talking about traveling and doing
Yeah,
the,
well,
the
how our
national
weeks were
parks
going
and the
is where we
jeans. And all.
started and,
Well,
you
know,
know.
I mean, we pretty much, I think, in a very tangent-based way, covered both of our weeks.
I know you. Well, it's funny. We kind of just covered a day out of the week that we.
And
each
today's
had.
Labor Day, so
Yeah.
even though you won't be seeing it till the following week,
Right.
I hope everybody had a great Labor Day. I hope everybody got to either
Right.
be lazy or go
Yeah,
do
that'd be
shit,
nice.
whatever you
Yeah.
wanted to do. My wife just got back from eating sushi. She was fancy tonight and got to go eat all that. I had Sonic.
Yeah, we
And,
went to our friend's little pool. You said
You,
I was
you,
asking.
I
us, and then
figured
we
that's
ended up
where you
doing
were
that
going.
anyway.
Y'all always go to the pool.
Yeah.
So yeah,
well, I mean, if it's
today
there
was,
and you
wait,
can go, and
did it rain today?
it did for a minute. Well, at least where we were.
I
at.
didn't go to sleep till.
And then we drove out
5
of the rain
a.m.,
coming
so
home.
I was,
So
whatever happened was probably happened before I even got up.
oh well.
Yeah, I
didn't
don't
go to bed-
know.
I didn't go to bed till like 2.
They were. My Sunday gig is a house gig here at home, and it's Labor Day, so there's that like 30% added to the crowd,
Right.
Because they don't.
Oh, what am I gonna do on Sunday? I don't have to get up
The
early.
players
tomorrow.
wanted
Yeah.
to play, and like we talked about last week, it's a lot of young players. That's why they come out because they get to jam with a band that's seasoned.
They get
and what?
the band that's seasoned.
The
That's a
band
nice way
that's
of saying
seasoned.
Old.
Well, yeah, Well, I mean, let's be honest. I'll toot my own horn. I'm sorry, the band that knows what the fuck we're doing, and can just kind of go play with them. And they were all excited
That's
because
funny.
again, it's also
Yeah.
it's a holiday weekend. There's people out there to watch them more. Like there's people always there anyway, but now there's like a big crowd, and some of these kids don't really get. I say kids, I mean like 24-year-olds.
Right.
They don't get to really play in front of big crowds, so
That's
they were
all my
like,
kid is, so.
"Dude, can I go ahead and get up now?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you want to get up because there's like 35 people
Right,
crowded
right.
around."
Yeah.
You know, they were playing, and usually we'll end between 2:30 and 3, and they were having such a good time and screwing around. I was like, "Shit." So I let it run to about 3:30, and then I have to pack gear up, and then I have to get home. So yeah, it was like 5 before I even laid on the pillow.
I'm trying to think as you're talking about this. I was thinking about, or do people have a way to send in comments right now? Is that
Well,
that,
it
is
would
that
not be
thing?
not a live, but they would just
Yeah, but they
comment
can
on the
comment
video.
on like the YouTube thing or
Yeah.
whatever. Can
Yeah.
they comment on a audio podcast? There's not a comment section in that, is there? Like,
You know what? I don't remember
I don't
how
think
it
there
works
is.
on Apple Podcasts or
Or
Google Play or
Spotify
you know,
or whatever.
yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
how that works, but
I'm just curious.
yeah, no,
Because
obviously,
you know what would be cool is just because we want some audience interaction.
Of course,
is
of
to
course.
take comments on maybe what happened during their week, and we can talk
Oh,
about
yeah,
maybe
if
a
you've
similar
got something
experience.
that you need to let us know about. Jesus, you think I can yell about my own problems? I can yell about your problems, twice as hard as that. So
Right? Yeah, we could share in the relief of
Yes.
getting this out.
leave those comments. I'll be honest about that one. Please like and subscribe. Don't subscribe to this channel ever. Don't ever like one video.
Huh?
I'm just kidding.
I missed that one. I was like, wait,
No,
because I'm like looking, and I zoned out there for a minute. I don't know what happened.
but yes,
Anyway.
please leave comments. We want to
Yeah.
know what happened in your week, and we can always kind of A/B it against the crazy. Well,
Right.
I at least get to see.
Oh, I know. I know. Some people probably had some crazy. I'm still stuck on the door guy coming to my house. I'm like, I can't get that out of my head. And part of me wanted to answer the video doorbell, and just like, what do you want? But then also because they see cars parked, I'd like to keep them guessing.
Yeah,
Like, you don't know if I'm there or not, and I don't want to answer this doorbell because you don't know if I'm here, and I don't want you to know if I'm here or not. That's kind of how I feel about it.
they leave me alone here. I don't know why. Maybe it's Penny barking through the door. They're like, oh,
I don't know what it is about our neighborhood. Maybe our neighborhood's safe. It's not like a fancy neighborhood by any means.
I don't know.
It's
Or I don't know.
It's
It
not a
really-
newer neighborhood. It's an older neighborhood. I mean,
Who knows?
now the one person we get all the time is that security company, the V people. You know who I'm talking about?
Oh, the home security.
Vivant or Vivint or
Vivint.
Is that what it is? They
Yeah.
come all the time with their little iPad, and, whoa, whoa, whoa,
She had
and
that.
then they know your name, and they know
Yeah.
all about where and I'm just kind of like, you're kind of freaking me out, but I think that's part of the point is they freak out, so you'll buy the security.
Well,
system
she,
or
like I
whatever
said, she
that.
had that back at her old house. Yeah, and I remember.
I don't remember what was that? What was the?
what?
Was it good security? I mean, was it
It's like the-
expensive?
it's
or
like the typical shit. It's the
same crap
they
that everybody
go-
else is
the
selling.
little things that you stick on the door and the thing you stick on the window, and it's 24.
But it's a
hours
company
long.
that monitors it. Or
Yeah.
something? Yeah, but can they see what you see though?
I don't think there were any cameras. It was all she had the sensor package. Just like
how
the-
you know there ain't no cameras in it?
Well, yeah, I mean, again, that's a whole other rabbit hole. I'm not gonna go down, but yeah, she had that, and it was a ripoff. Like
Yeah,
she ended up canceling.
I saw a reel the other day about a family was like in an Airbnb and they had hidden cameras all over the Airbnb, especially in the bathroom.
and
I'm
I
just
think it
like,
was one of those
what's wrong
stupid
with
things
people?
where she had to like submit a written letter to cancel the subscription. Some like Gestapo shit like that, where it
And
was
see,
like, "Are you kidding
here's a little
me?"
tip, kids. This is exactly why if you're going to do something like that, get you a major credit card, put it on the credit card, and when you cancel it and send them their little email or whatever they want, and they still bill you, I call the credit card company and be like, "Hey, this is a fraudulent charge. I don't want this on my card anymore." And the credit card companies are usually top notch, and they'll just get rid of that. So that's my rant on
Yeah,
that.
because the credit card companies don't want to lose you as a customer. She
Right.
did the same thing with some stupid vitamins that she canceled it, they billed her again and shipped it, and then every time we had to ship it back. Not only that, it wasn't like I had to go actually print the stupid. Like, we don't have a printer here. What is this, 1988? I don't have a printer in my house. What are we printing? Why don't
I
I
have
have
a
It's
printer.
called a QR code. Like
That's the main thing I use the printer for is to print labels.
it's so stupid. Like Amazon's got it. You QR code.
Oh.
You go to the UPS store. The guy's
Here's my box.
Done.
Yeah.
Like
They slap the
anything
label on it. Oh,
USPS,
good.
it's like
I
it's
know.
called a QR code. And
Not
of course, the
everybody's
U.S.
caught up to
government
the
would be so
times.
far behind everybody else that it's like, guys, like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
I have to go to Office Max and wait 8 minutes in line to pay 87 cents. No, $1 because you can't charge a card for 87 cents. $1 to print out a stupid
Yeah.
and to get her out of this dumb subscription with they kept like, we don't see the cancellation. Bullshit. Bullshit. Y'all are screwing around. So that was what she said. If this happens again, she said, I'm just going to dispute it on my credit card. I'm like, yeah, screw them. Like,
Yeah. No, that's
and besides
that's
the
the way to
fact
go.
that
Don't put it on your debit card. That's the worst thing. The debit card's
No,
tied to your bank account. Don't do that.
Yeah, no, always credit card. But like, I'm so tired of like the over packaging and like when you get shit from not Walmart, Amazon. It's like, watch. I ordered those guitar picks.
Yeah.
They should be put in a little envelope package, sealed up and mailed. They're gonna watch it. They're gonna come in a box. That little flat pack, $10 says.
I don't know. $10? I got to bet $10.
$10 says.
How about $5? I bet you $5.
$1. $1
$1.
says it comes
I
in a
think
box.
it's going to come in a brown envelope.
It's gonna come in a box.
Brown padded envelope.
Watch.
Brown padded envelope.
All right, $1. Y'all saw it. Well, in the following week,
Yeah.
you'll know.
Well, some people saw it, depending on if they're listening or watching.
You better have seen it, but yeah, the next week, then you'll know whether I'm an idiot or he was.
Oh yeah, I'm
he's
sure he'll be
probably
up here
right.
flashing the dollar.
You'll probably be right. You know, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, I mean, I've just gotten some packages recently, and they have been. Well, what's been coming? My wife, she ordered some stuff, and it came in the white bubble envelope with the blue Amazon lettering that you tear, that you can reseal it back up if you want to send it back or whatever. That's
is
what
fine.
most things have been coming in.
That it aggravates me to no end because I mean, guys, really, let's be honest at this point, we don't need all this shit.
Right.
We don't need all this packaging inside of packaging. It's the Apple style. Ooh, it comes off so slow. Who gives a flying shit?
Yeah.
I have $15 in-ear monitors that have that packaging, and it's like,
Right. Yeah, you
are we
strictly
doing
paid
here?
for the packaging.
what are we doing here?
I don't
This
know.
is stupid. Put everything in a plastic bag. It doesn't matter.
I
anymore.
guess they're hoping for people to their $15 headphones to do videos and unpackage
Probably.
it, or what is it, ASMR or whatever that stuff.
You're
or-
probably there was
you know.
somebody I can't remember what they were talking about, but they were talking about it on the internet the other day about something was basically built so people could review it. And I can't remember if it wasn't cameras
Uh-huh.
or it wasn't like there was a specific product that the primary job of the product was to be reviewed online, not so much to actually ever
so
be
it's
spread
not
out
a
to
useful product.
I can't. I feel stupid now because I can't remember what it was, and I shouldn't even have brought it up. But yeah, there's a
Yeah, I
product.
know, because you should have put this in your notes, and then you could
I
tag
should
the
have.
picture in
I
there.
don't. Well, it
and
doesn't
there you
matter
go.
because I don't even know where my phone is.
Well, that's all right.
But yeah, there was a product they were talking about the other day, and it
That's
was like,
interesting. We're gonna have to come back to that one.
yeah,
and see what that
we'll put a
was.
pin in that. I mean, it's all recorded, so
We're gonna have to
I'll have to
rant
watch
on
this
that
shit back
one.
anyway. That'll
Yeah.
remind me to go back and do it.
Right.
But yeah, it was whatever it was. It was like something that you couldn't imagine. Like, let's just say cameras for, and we know it's not cameras because people buy cameras, but they're like, yeah,
Yeah.
60% of the camera market is actually sold to people just to review online. It was something like that.
Oh wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. And
That's crazy.
I cannot remember what it was. I'll figure out what it was. And
I mean, I like a lot of YouTubers. I like watching their reviews. Some of them just go overboard.
I love
Like
YouTube.
I do too, but it's like I really kind of want to get into a little bit of the review business because I just want to review it. Like, yes, I have this product. I use it. It's great. It's like, no, I don't know all the specifics about it. I don't know all the this or that. Especially, I'm specifically talking about like cameras because I use a camera a lot.
Well, then you get
and those people get so deep. I'm like, and the problem is that. Granted, the people are reviewers. That's what they do for a living. They don't actually use the camera out in the field for like a long period of time.
No, it's a week. What?
But they give you all
a week
these
with
specifics.
this is always the title of the video. A
Yeah.
week with the EOS Rebel,
Right.
or
No,
whatever.
I'm going to use this hopefully for the next 10 years. I mean, that's the point, right? And then I've got you telling me all these specifics about it. And again, granted, I'm not trying to knock it, but it's also like you don't even use it. Like now, some of them use it as like their cameras for doing their show or their YouTube or
Sometimes
whatever.
if you get lucky.
Right? Yeah.
But yeah, usually
it's-
like that's the point.
I need
And-
to know it's durable and it works and it does what it says it's going to do. I mean, now of course I have a friend of mine. He uses all the features of everything, and he's the guy that actually sits down and figures everything out. You know, I've had these cameras that we're using here for I don't know at least a year now, and I'm like I need it to do a function like I feel like aside from loading film in it, I'm just using it as that. I'm like, there's my settings. Boom, let's go.
Yeah.
You know, I know what I want to do. I don't need to learn. I just need to learn the custom menu settings and all that crap. But I just don't get into it.
Yeah. Well,
It's
I
not
mean,
my thing.
and again, that kind of goes back to like, it's
I
so
love the sigh.
it's just too much. Most things today involve being capped off with it's too much.
Yeah.
There's so much shit. You know, like if you were to go and type in, like I'm about to do it right now. We talked about it last week. I'm a musician. I'm a drummer. That's what I do full time every week, all year. That's what I do. Not on the weekends. I'm not a weekend warrior. I don't have a day job at H&R Block. I'm a fucking drummer. And I'm
I
also.
want you to do my taxes.
You don't want me doing your taxes. I'm terrible with money.
That'd be great.
But I'm also a bass player. I've gotten pretty good at bass. I'm learning still.
Oh.
I'm on my journey. It's amazing. Now I have a guitar. You can show these wonderful people. My beautiful lead guitar player was nice enough to give me his. Look at that. It's probably even in tune.
It's close.
Well, give me that to learn on. Not give it to me, but let me borrow it so I can learn on it. Now, don't you think when I go onto YouTube this week and start guitar one, just guitar for beginners, it's going to be 700 million returns.
Oh, yeah.
It's so much. And then you're talking about, you got the big boys with the polished,
Right.
they
Yeah,
got all the great cameras and then you got sometimes, which is the better producer, is
Right.
the little guy with 800 subs that's some dude in his garage, but man, he can teach really well
Right,
and get
right.
the point
Yeah.
across. And for that,
Yeah.
especially for our generation, I love YouTube. Like the house we are sitting in right now,
Yeah.
I remodeled myself. You
Yeah.
saw me go through that
Mhm,
hell of a
mhm.
15 months. I learned everything I did in this house
It's amazing what you find out
from
there.
YouTube. It's amazing. Like it is the
Well, when
greatest.
I had to fix a sink, I found the exact model sink.
Yeah.
And the exact model of like the disposal I was trying to put in, and there was a dude on there putting it in.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I just wanted to watch it just so I didn't screw anything up. And I was
It's
like,
amazing.
Okay, cool.
And like
yeah,
to
I
add
got
to
it.
your
That's no
point, it's
problem.
like 5 years ago,
Yeah.
it was fix the sink video.
Right.
5 years later, AKA now, it's model specific.
Right,
Dudes
yeah.
like,
Mhm.
oh, you're putting it in a butcher block, not a 4x. Go over to that video. He's putting it in a
Right.
butcher block, and you can get specific. And you don't. I mean, granted, if you're AC major league brakes, yeah, you got to call AC guy.
Yeah.
Gas brakes, you got to call. Yeah. But
Yeah.
everything
Mhm.
else,
Please do.
tiling and carpet and all that, maybe not carpet, but tiling and flooring and paint. And all that, YouTube is the greatest conglomeration of knowledge held
Yeah.
by probably we'll probably figure out in like 100 years is the most evil corporation ever, but held by the corporation that holds. I mean, that's where you think we're coming to you from. YouTube is Google. It's
Right.
all of the info is there, and it is the greatest tool we've ever created, but also because of the stupidity of this world, the
Right.
worst tool we've ever created.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's by far, I'm sure the use of YouTube is entertainment. Just mind.
But I would imagine I would be hoping that like educational
usefulness,
aspect
yeah.
is like catching up because
I hope.
like,
The problem is you just don't know if anybody's educated or not when they're giving you information.
well that's
That's the
prob-
trick.
Yeah, you're right.
Especially if you're new into something, like you're new into guitar and you get some schmuck that just wants to have some views or whatever, and they're trying to teach you guitar, and then you learn some. I mean, I think the worst you could do is learn some bad habits. I'm sure you'd figure out pretty
True.
quickly. This isn't really working for me, but that could be enough to discourage somebody to
Well,
put
that's
down
why
the guitar.
YouTube they should have never
which is
gotten rid of the
sad.
dislike count. You can still hit the dislike button, but if you notice that, you can't see it when you go to a video. If
yeah.
that would used to be the marker. You used to go to a video and it was like if it was a terrible video and it was terrible information,
Right, because they
that
still show the
discount
views.
or the
So how
yeah.
many of those views are the dislike ones? We have no judge for that. Yeah, that's true.
So I wish
mean-
they would bring that back, and that was a great tool for us when I was doing bearded drums. But that's a great feedback tool for us. If we get a bunch of dislikes, then we know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
they
this is
didn't
not
really like
working.
it. If we started.
Right.
We started talking about whatever
Yeah.
politics, and they were like, "Oh, they didn't like that one." So but
Yeah,
depending
right.
upon
Yeah.
what the topic is, you would know. And it was we can still see it on the back end when we go into the YouTube studio. But
Right.
that used to be like if you had two plumbing videos and one dude was telling falsehoods and the other dude was speaking the truth, you used to be able to know because one of them had a dislike ratio that was so high.
Right.
And now it's just
No, that
like,
makes sense.
well, who's got the best thumbnail?
Yeah. Boy, that's a whole topic for possibly another day. I mean, thumbnails.
They're
know,
annoying. They're cringy.
Well, I'm looking at my iPad right here, and I gotta say, I did click on a Marquez Brownlee video because he said I'm taking a break or I'm quitting or something like that.
Was it
You know?
clickbait?
Yeah, it totally was because he's got his like ultimate frisbee thing. He's going to Australia or something like that, and I totally clicked on it. And of course, I only watched like part of the video, until he kind of got to that point, and then I was like, oh, whatever, and I clicked off of it. You turd.
His stuff. I think his stuff's dope, but like looking at the screen, like
Yeah.
I can't stand when it's like the shocked face, frozen, like
Yeah.
new camera, and let me go. You go one of those, like that is it's the cringiest shit, and granted, I get it, it's the trend.
I thought that was old. Like people still do that.
no,
Like,
they still do it.
and then you got the cats like Joe Rogan, who's it's just a video clip of him like in his face talking to the
Well, I
person.
mean, to be honest with you, it's been up for a little while now. There is not a thumbnail up for our first video yet,
Oh, well,
so
there you go.
we
So-
can't really complain.
It's a work in progress. Remember, we were on numero uno dos.
That's right.
So
So no, I mean, as of an hour and 5 minutes ago, the first
that
episode
even makes
went
sense.
live.
Numero uno dos. It's like 1, 2. I don't know.
You know what? I had totally glossed over when you said that. I didn't
know.
pay attention. You said number 1, 2. Number 1, 2. There's no thumbnail on our first video, which went live an hour and 5 ago. So maybe we'll get lucky and get some views on it. And
Yeah,
we're going to
that'd
be
be nice.
pushing out the short, which is
Yes.
cut up from the last episode.
Yeah,
will
I've
be
actually
coming
gotta
out this
give you
week.
that.
We should be putting
So.
out shorts, I hope, because I really enjoy shorts, especially on YouTube as
Right.
opposed to Instagram. I really would love for us to have the content to put out a
Right.
bunch of shorts.
We're gonna try.
You
We'll see
know.
what we do here.
Yeah,
you know?
so that's my hope because I love sitting on shorts. I mean, I love full videos, full VOD videos, but I really love shorts because
Well, they're addicting, and you get used to them, and it's like then
But
you
it's
have
a
to go back
wider-
and watch a video, and it's like, all right, I'm ready to get past this video to go to the next one or whatever.
true.
you
Well,
know?
true, but it's just such a wide like swath in the shorts
Yeah.
category. It's not just like what they know you want to watch. They're trying to push you to other stuff.
Yeah.
So I love shorts, and hopefully we'll be pushing shorts out, for that reason.
Yeah. No.
That's
I thought the one you cut up was great. So
we got lucky, and I was screaming,
right.
So
Oh well, we're gonna have the jeans.
James is coming on this one. James.
Can we tag France in that or something like that?
There you go. Probably.
What would be the best?
We
if you-
can get
if-
really-
if you come across those guys in the comments. I'm the guy that said jeans.
James in Mount Zion. Yeah.
That'd be great.
But
You never know.
yeah, so for, hopefully we'll have a bunch of that.
Right.
And like moving kind of even past that, like I am just looking so much forward to the live aspect. I want to be
Right.
live.
Yeah, I know. I want to see some people's comments. I want to talk about what
Yeah,
they talk about.
I loved on Bearded Drums the live interaction with the chat.
Right. Yeah.
Even though we only
yeah.
had like 20 guys every week that would show up and
Right.
like really
Yeah, but they would
like,
interact. They
it
yeah.
was great. So I really am looking forward
Right.
to that,
And even me, like when I was at home, and I was just excited to say, "Hey, I'm able to
That's
watch
right.
it tonight."
That's
and
right.
just just chatting. It was just kind of fun being on.
and I
that
do
side.
want to get back to doing that with Jared because those people really did enjoy that. And drummers are a typical, like,
yeah, y'all
typically
are kind of tight knit.
yeah, very communal.
Well, I was gonna say, out of the musicians, y'all are the ones that probably I would think have the better community.
Oh, the best for sure.
Right,
No,
because
I
it's
mean,
like everybody else is like we're gonna there's a ass snobbery to a lot of the other things.
well,
but,
I would say the
or
best.
or it's like it always becomes musical Olympics in
Oh, for
like
sure.
certain things, and that
It does
always,
in-
that
it
used
does
to
in
drive
drums.
me nuts.
It does in drums. I mean, musicians
I
are,
know.
are whiny little bitches, and it's
Oh, you
it's
can't do
always.
the middle all over the place, and it's like,
But you're
do
you're
I
right.
need to do
It
that for
always-
the gig that I'm at?
I think you get older and you learn finally that it really it's easy enough to say that's not what it's about, but you get older and you really do figure out, oh, it really is not. That's not what it's about.
Yeah.
Serving the song or the music, and as cheesy
Right,
as
right.
that may sound, but you get older, and you kind of figure that
Yeah.
part out, and it takes a long. Well, I say that it may not take a long time, but for most people, I think it takes a long time for them to really figure out.
right.
I mean, you're a player and you're a good player, and
I'm
you were probably shut up. It's bullshit. You were better off early on than some people I know that play now, like and are still playing.
Oh, okay.
As far
I
as
see what you're
finding
saying.
pocket and feel, I think that really comes with that. It's that kind of that cringy 10,000 hours rule thing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you really have to put.
It's
in.
funny. At the little pool get together we had today, I was talking to a guy, and he was talking about, he'd bought a bass, and he's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
he's like, he's an older guy, and he was just kind of like, I just, I was like, dude, it's just about putting time in. You got to put the time in. You got to just be dedicated. I mean, it's like going working out. You got to go to the gym. You got to lift some weights. You got to get on the treadmill.
And you got to do it every day.
Yeah, you have to be consistent. It's more about consistency and determination, and the rest of it will come. Now, some people, yes, are more naturally talented, and maybe it
And
comes
some
a
people
little
don't have time
easier.
necessarily.
Yeah, and I mean, it's whatever. Just
I
put
get
the
it, but
time
it
in.
is like you said, you
Yeah.
got to do it, and you got to do it every day. And
Right.
and it actually none of it matters, because if you just do something, I mean, I'm not preaching, y'all. You know this. If you just
Right.
do something, the process usually just starts
Yeah.
itself. You remember, Bearded Drums was literally just like, I think I'm going to get my phone out and record a YouTube video.
Right. Which actually worked pretty darn good for a long time.
But all just on the whim of like, I'm gonna pull my phone out and record hey y'all, let's talk about some drums now, like shit like that, because we all know that how
Bearded
I sounded.
drum
I mean, I
nerd.
know I've got a drawl, but in that first video, it was like Papa's Campus City. Come on now, we're gonna talk about snare drums. Come on.
That's a good car, Papa.
So it's kind of funny to see how it plays. Again, I conflate it to getting older, but
Yeah.
you
Well,
know.
see, that's the thing I appreciate about you. And you were saying, if we're going to do this, we just got to start it. Just start it. It doesn't
Do it.
matter. Just start it. You got to, and that's my problem.
Done is better
Like,
than
I
perfect.
never start anything because in my brain I have to go through and analytically go, well, this has to be perfect and this has to be perfect. No, nothing has to be perfect. Just start.
Just do it.
It'll get there, and I'm still learning that.
It's
know?
hard. Done is better than perfect is very hard.
Yeah. It's
it's easy
funny.
to again
I-
easy to say, not easy to do.
I need to apply the same thing to doing this. Like, let's just be dedicated. Let's just
Just do it. We're
And-
here. We're
and-
talking
yeah,
to you.
right?
We're all here. She's wondering why we're screaming. She has no idea what's going. Like, it's seriously like
Hey, at
you
least
might
there's
as
some
well.
laughs in there. once in a
Dumber
while.
shit gets better views and has more. Not even views. Nobody gives a shit about the views.
Right.
Dumber shit has greater interaction with hopefully what we'll have with y'all one day. I've seen dumber shit have way more fun. Why
Well,
can't we have fun?
And once again, going back to, I'm hoping we'll grab some musicians. I'm hoping we'll grab some
Yeah.
photographers, videographers, whatever, some fashion folks, because you're into the, whatever.
Yeah,
I
look
don't
at
know.
me.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Maybe we'll get some fashion critics.
Fashion guys.
Can you take the Bronco hat off?
Western snaps. That's how you get the girls. Western snaps, fellas.
Oh,
Receding
my
hairlines and Western snaps. It's okay. I got accused in a Bearded Drums video of a comb over one time. He's like, "Wait, come over that show." I'm like, "What are you talking about? Comb over? This is my. I mean, yeah, I got
That's
this
brutal.
little thing right here, but it's not combed
Yeah,
over.
it's just
just
hair.
just my hair.
It's a Superman cow lick
Yeah,
thing, whatever they call it.
Yeah,
There you
super
go.
seriously. Get me out in that southern humidity, and it just
Right? Yeah.
pigtails out, and they were making fun of me on the last gig last
Yeah.
week for that same thing.
Yeah.
Again, you get old, and shit happens. At least
Right,
it's, at
that's
least
true.
it's all pretty much still there.
Yeah. So I want to get some feedback on this so we can get some comments so we can, like, I'd love to elaborate on all sorts of things, but it's like I don't want to stay on something too long because it just do we need to stay on that, or maybe we can move to another topic? I mean, that's just like
Whatever's-
going on about the you were saying playing the guitar. I was just like I was telling the guy earlier today. I remember when I wanted to get a guitar. I wanted to learn to play guitar. I had to bug my mother that my uncle had a guitar that
Mhm.
she had in her possession, but then loaned it to somebody. And I was like, "No, can we get that back, please?"
Yeah.
And then of course you get it back, and it's not in good condition. I had
No.
to go have it all cleaned up and restrung. But I mean, as soon as I got it, I didn't part with that thing. I guess I was, let's call it 15. I didn't part with that thing for at least 4 years, like every day. I mean,
That's
I fell
awesome.
asleep with it, that whole bit. And to me, that was what helped perpetuate, getting better at it, was just because I was on it all the time.
Yeah.
I want to.
I try to make myself not turn that Xbox on. I mean, I want to turn the Xbox on
That's
because
the
I
devil,
want
Bobby.
but I want to play with you. I can play.
We play video games from time to time.
We
just so
do.
we
We play video
clarify
games,
that.
but I want to play with you. And if you're not on, I usually have to tell myself like, just go practice. Like you're
I
gonna kill
wish I
them
could do
up,
that.
and it's fine. Whatever, shoot.
Because it's funny, if I take a break for a few weeks and then I hop on, it's like starting all over again.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you suck. Not that I was any
but I've
good
been
to
I've been
begin
trying to
with.
make myself practice as opposed to being
Right.
the
There's so
devil.
many more constructive things I can be doing because
Yes.
am I going to make money with video games? No.
No,
It's
you're
not
not.
happening.
No, you're not. And video game YouTubers are quite annoying. So let's not even go that route because those guys are the cringiest, loudest, most dramatic, most bro culture, toxic. I'm sorry. At least the
You know-
ones I watch would be like Call of Duty and Battlefield and stuff
Right,
like
right.
that. That's that toxic bro culture
You
for
know,
sure,
m-
and it's annoying.
We'll have to let the audience decide, but maybe we'll do somewhere in the future a special episode of we play video games live while we're doing
I don't. Well, I
this.
don't. Yeah, I mean,
I
you-
wonder if we
you-
could actually do that. Could we talk and play video games at the same time?
Oh, I mean they do. No, that's. I mean that's all those gamer guys.
Yeah.
Those gamer guys never stop talking to
I
chat.
watch some of those guys though, and I'm just like, especially if you're doing like a first-person shooter or third person or whatever it is, Call of Duty, PUBG, and it's just like, it just amazes me. I'm like, how can you be that good at aiming that little thing? And then I saw a reel today.
It's just like the
the
guitar.
kid had his like I know for those that can't see, but like the screen was like here, and he was just looking at the middle of the screen. And like it's like where the mic was, and then his face was there, and he was just
I wish I could
you know?
zoom in on you.
I mean, you know what I mean? And it was just like playing. I'm like, but I guess he was just looking to where the center of the screen was.
Yeah.
You know, so.
But you're right. They do get up on it, and it does.
I'm like,
It's like,
oh,
yeah, man. I
I guess if you're making money, sure. I don't know. I don't know.
no.
And if you do make money, unless you're in that big
that's-
tournament,
that's-
do you make
that
any
is
money?
that has got to be. That is not. That's not what happens to most people. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
obviously that is not what happens.
That's
got
got
to
be less odds than like becoming a professional sports person.
But I don't know. I would
I don't
still
know.
argue we are still in the glory days or the
Yeah.
boom of YouTube. So yeah, you can still do it. Anybody can go up there and take. You're basically going into the casino of YouTube and rolling the dice on. You might make it.
Right.
Like you,
Who knows?
dumber shit has made
Yeah.
6 figures on this platform, and it happens all the time because there's an audience for everything.
I still look at Mr. Beast.
There's probably 2 dudes literally look like you and me and sitting in Minnesota going, "Holy shit, I like this show. I can't figure out why." The little skinny one won't shut up, and the other guy seems to sit there and put up with it. Like, there's 2 guys literally that are
Right.
like, "Well, hell yeah."
It could be that old SNL skit. We're too wild and crazy
I
guys.
mean,
That was in Canada. It was like Minnesota or something where they
yeah,
pretended to be
yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
I don't know. It was fun.
But no, it's
Have to go back and watch
so
that.
yeah, it's that's the best part about it. And again, kind of like with the guitar, and kind of like what we were talking about earlier. You could see it. It's on my last bullet point.
Oh.
And we're getting closer to the mark, so I wanted to go ahead and touch upon this and ask you this question. Have you, in your opinion, because you would be the only one that would know, have you had your midlife crisis?
That's a very good question.
Or, I mean, not to say that you're even going to have one. Does everybody does not have one?
I guess
Do you
you'd
think
have to define what midlife crisis is.
I can't do that? Only you can.
Well, I don't know. The problem is I feel like I'm the same. And granted, I know I'm a different person than I was 20 years ago.
Of course.
You know, because there's maturity and growth and all that kind of stuff.
Hopefully.
But I still feel like all that stuff is still a part of me. You know, I've just kind of matured and learned how to deal with it better than other things. But have I had a midlife crisis? I mean, I don't know. Other than going,
I mean, I would say by your answer that it sounds like a no.
yeah, I don't know. I don't really.
And that's
I
not
mean,
to say that you're
other than recently my wife and I we bought a Bronco, which is very uncharacteristic of us because I'm definitely the I'm definitely the guy that wouldn't normally purchase that, even though I kind of thought that. All right, I am a little bougie, I gotta admit. But I was fine with the lower one, but she wanted the super nice one.
I like it. I think it's cool.
I believe me.
I think it's cool.
I didn't really like the color, but we went and test drove it, and I was like, "Yeah, I really love this thing. It's
If
pretty
you like
cool."
it, that's all that
Yeah.
matters. I mean, let's be honest. Like,
But-
no matter.
But we didn't. In my defense, we didn't do anything that was. I mean, could we have got a less inexpensive car? Yes, but the new cars they were outrageous. Everything was outrageous. Like
Everything
the price
is
was. I was like,
outrageous.
what the hell? So what difference did it make if the car was $10 grand more than the other car we were looking at. At that
True.
point, I'm like, if you're spending that kind of money, I'm like, what difference?
Well,
does
and
it
y'all
make?
did have the other car for a long time and got more than your money's worth out of it.
Right.
So I didn't see.
And it was
that
time
as
for a
so
new car.
much
We
like-
had to get a new car.
I didn't see it as a a
You know,
flamboyant.
It
purchase.
was well to me. It was. It feels like it because I was just kind of like, God, we should have been much more conservative and just bought get something
base
pointed.
model.
Yeah, and it was just like, but we also kind of feel like, well, we've been working hard to pay off all this
And y'all
crap.
y'all have been
and-
wonderful over the years. Y'all are great with money and paying down debt. Like,
Well,
so,
I'm,
I mean,
I'm
I would
kinda
say
just
you've-
paranoid about it. Like, I don't want to be in debt. So it's like
I
the
understand.
only thing we really kind of have is the car.
I think that's
so.
I think that's a thing that our generation worries about a lot more than other generations, specifically
Well,
is debt.
As I was driving across the bridge today, see the people with their boats, or I see somebody on a boat, and I'm just kind of like, I just, how much money do you have to make to have all this crap?
It's the trucks that worry me. Like, you see some of these
Oh,
trucks, and
yeah,
you know
yeah,
that some of
I
these
know.
F-150s and some of these Sierra model GMCs. Some of these are 80,000. Some of those
100,000.
Some of those are
Oh, I
$100,000
know.
trucks. And it's like
I'm like, what do you do
I'm
for a
like-
living? Or is it? Do you just really have that much debt?
my
Like,
wonder-
are you $500,000 in debt?
love of my life was in Meineke getting work on her car done, and she heard some other girl in there bitch about her husband because her husband's truck payment is $800 a month, and that's not insurance. She's the girl
Yeah,
told her
that's
that
just
she's
the
like,
car
that was
payment.
just the car payment. You're like, are you kidding me? $800.
I mean-
like, I'm poor. I don't make a lot of money. That I couldn't. Not. I mean, I would say I can't even afford that. That's not. I don't have that kind of money a month. Are you
Right.
kidding me?
Right.
What are you talking about? Like, I don't understand it. But, I almost, on the other side of that coin, is like, well, I mean, if you like your car, I want you to like your car. And if you're happy,
Yeah.
Go be happy.
I mean, I guess the hard part is I like it and it's a lot of fun. But in the end, I was just telling this to my nephew, who's doing really well right now. He's making a bunch of money and all this stuff, and he's overseas right now. And he was just like, he's hell bent on getting like some Porsche. Of course, it'll be a used one or something. He just wants his particular model that he's always wanted.
Yeah.
But I was just like, man, it's 4 wheels and an engine with a cover on it. I mean, that's what all cars are.
but that's
it's-
America.
I know.
All other places in the world don't
know.
give a shit about their cars. We're the
Oh,
only
yeah.
ones that are like, oh, it
Oh,
matters.
look
And
at
it's
my
like,
car.
mm,
And
not
they
for
don't
me.
even make them that well. Like,
not anymore.
No. At one point in time, yeah. I mean, it was.
I don't want to get rid of my car for that reason.
That's true.
Like, it's
Yeah.
it's new enough that it's new, but it's not so new that it's
Yeah.
mainly plastic.
But going back to your original question, I don't guess I've
from
hit
your
a
answer, I don't
midlife
think, and
crisis.
you
Have you had a midlife
you're a
crisis?
generally happy person, so I wouldn't think you were.
That's a nice compliment because I was.
It wasn't intended as a compliment, but I mean, it's just the truth. Is
I like to smile. Maybe that just came from years of doing retail. Or whatever.
Again, which always kind of shocked me, and I mean, me personally, like, I don't know why the fuck he likes to hang out with me. I'm a Billy Goat's gruff on the side of the mountain, just
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know.
which is most people. I really don't understand most people. Like, are you serious? You like to talk to me? Because I generally put on a face in the bar that says, "Don't come talk to me." I literally wear a pin.
Maybe
that
it's I'm
tries
trying to aspire to get to that point.
Why?
Because
Her.
I'm-
Same thing with her. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? I mean, are you serious? Like, what? Really?
It's funny though.
Like,
You're a
and
funny
she'll
guy.
see, she says it like, so, well, maybe that's what it is. Maybe I don't see it as funny, but it's just like some of the shit that I know comes out of her mouth, and she's just like, well, all right. Or like, she's like, you're so weird. And I'm like, well, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't really. But I was asking that question because, yes, I kind of feel like I'm coming to that point because there have been thoughts about. I've heard people talk about it, and I never really give a shit about it. But I've heard people talk about, like, you get to a certain age and you kind of like think about all the shit I hadn't gotten done,
Right.
and I think that has what spurred me. Not that I feel like I've gotten nothing done, because I have a wonderful job and I really do feel pretty damn lucky that I get to play drums for a living. Like, I'll be very honest about that. Like, very
Yeah.
#blessed, and I'm not religious. Like, seriously, like, I get to do, and she says it all the time because I gripe about the fact that I don't make any fucking money. And she's like, but you get to do what you really love to do. And I have to say, all right, well,
yeah.
you know.
You can't argue with that.
But, thinking about and coming to, now, yeah, what are the worst midlife crises you can have? A little honky goes out and gets a Miata. That's pretty bad.
yeah.
Little, basically me, a little 5'7" guy goes out and gets a F-350 and lifts it at 42. Like, oh, you got
Yeah,
some, what's
yeah.
wrong, brother? You need to go have a, you get a Yoo-hoo. What's up? Like,
God, that's a gross.
Yeah, I know, right? But I think, and now I can recognize it because it has happened. I tried to learn bass guitar about 4 times over the course of my life, and now I finally have done, like, gotten over
Got
the
over the
hill
hump.
of
Yeah.
and I'm already picking up guitar on the next leg of it, and this one won't stop making fun of me because all of a sudden, for some fucking reason, I just cannot stop listening to country music. Never really listened to country
Really?
music for my life.
Oh, I haven't heard
I've
this
always
yet.
been I've always been the funk guy. He can tell you this.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I learned how to play music from, you may or may not know these names, it doesn't matter. Just think New Orleans. Stanton Moore, The Meters, Aaron Neville, any of the Nevilles. Like, that's where I really got down, and am lucky to come full circle and know that, like, I got to accomplish all this stuff, which is really usually feel based, not technical based,
Right.
that I wanted to do on my instrument. I'm not saying I have completed my instrument because you can never complete your instrument,
No, you're
but
always
I
chasing
have
it.
gotten to the point that I envisioned wanting to get to.
Right.
Not to say that I'm done with my instrument, but I don't feel like I have to lean on it as hard as anymore because I can do what's the main
You do the
thing-
things you want.
What
to
are the
do.
things that musicians are basically trying to learn how to do when they're learning their instrument? They want it to come from their brain to the instrument without delay. That's all
Right.
you're really trying to do.
Yeah.
You hear guys talk about that. How do I just think it and it happens?
Right.
That's all you're trying. And I've gotten to
Mhm.
do that on drums. I'm learning bass, and now I'm learning guitar. And for some reason, my little skinny ass can't stop listening to 90s country because of all the badass guitar licks. And all she can do is make fun of me, and rightfully so, because I've never listened to country in my life.
That's
I've
funny.
never gone way down on the Chattahoochee, and I don't really know what a hoochie's coochie is. But I am now, for some reason, like
Listening to
flashing
all
back
that.
to my
Huh.
childhood and looking up everything.
That's
I
awesome.
literally combed the top music charts from 95 to 2005 the other day,
Oh wow.
looking for all the songs I forgot.
Oh wow. Yeah, I was a Garth. I had a Garth Brooks.
Now, granted,
Garth Brooks
this has
phase,
got to
but
be a
that's
better
about it.
midlife crisis than going out and getting the Miata or the F-250. All it cost
Yeah.
was me borrowing a guitar from my lead singer and subjecting her to a little more rascal flats than normal. So it's not that bad, but I do recognize that it is something. Something
That's the only
is
song-
stirring in the bedrock.
You know, that's the only song I know by Rascal Flatts is "Life Is a Highway."
Second song I ever learned on bass.
Really? Oh, that's fun.
Great bass line.
Who knows?
Great bass line. Who gives a shit if it was in the Cars movie? You can kiss my
Hey,
ass if you don't like
it's a good
Disney.
song. I don't
It's a
care
good
what you say.
song,
Yeah.
and it's a kicking bass line.
Yeah.
And it kicked off my midlife crisis. I wish I had like a sprinkle rainbow that would come up when I say that every time.
Right. Well, I'm sure we could make that happen in post.
Da
but,
Bear, if you could get on a little sprinkle rainbow that would happen every time I say midlife crisis, that would be great.
that what a
So,
rainbow
again,
sounds
I
like?
don't think it's necessarily even a negative thing, but I do notice something's happened in my tummy, and I don't know what's going on.
Oh, all right.
If I show up one of these weeks with a cowboy hat on, then you can really start making fun of
Ooh.
me because it's like,
Wow.
all right, now you just stop
I mean,
it.
if that's what you want to do. I was gonna say, as far as a midlife crisis, I try actively, and I really think, I'm a pretty fairly religious person, and I like to say my faith helps me be grounded
There you
in
go.
reality. So that to me, it's like, yeah, I
never really thought of it like that.
I have urges, like I want to go do this, or I want to go do that, or I want to buy this, or I want to spend all. Yeah, I just want to go broke trying to do this. But then it's also the realization of just having some logic and some, like, do I really need to do that with that money? Can I do something better with that money? I have to weigh those options of like, maybe I really shouldn't do that. So,
And that's a
I
great-
think that helps with what would people classify as a midlife crisis, because like I don't want to have
That's a
it as
great
midlife
explanation. I would have
crisis,
never
but-
really thought to look at it like that, and that is something I really like about the format of the show. Very spiritual person, not
Right.
at all. Not. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not an atheist, but I'm just not a practicing spiritual person like he is. And I would have never seen that that outlook on it because I'm not spiritual, and that
Right.
makes a lot of sense. That maybe you wouldn't even have to
Well-
not say worry about it, but for the lack of a better term, not even have to worry about something like that because you have something, your faith, that kind of helps
Right.
ground you. So that's a great
Well, I mean, to me, that's what
point of view.
that's the point of practicing it. Is
That's a
it,
great
it,
way to
it
look at
puts
it.
you where you need to be versus like, oh, I want to do that.
See, look, the
it's just,
agnostic learned something from the Christian.
Hey, well, there you go. I'm here to help.
Rainbow.
Bling.
But no, I really would have never thought of that point of view on it.
Yeah.
That's kind of a really good way to
I
look
mean,
at it.
I should also say, other than that, my wife is there to ground me to make sure I don't do anything stupid.
Yeah, I'm learning. I'm learning.
I mean,
How many?
14 years.
Holy shit.
I know, right?
Going on 2 in November, so
Now-
I'm still being trained.
Here's the kicker. Married 14 years. We've been together for 20,
That's great.
right?
You're gonna make it like my grandparents. I hit like the big 50 and all that fun
Oh,
stuff.
that'd be cool. Hopefully we'll live that
I remember
long.
their 50s. I thought it
you
was
know.
really neat. I was like, because even as a
Yeah,
dumb young
that'd be great.
16-year-old, I was like, I could grasp 50 years. That's a long
Right. Well,
that's a long time.
she's just great. She's loyal. She's smart. It's like she's
Well,
all the
if
things
you're
I'm
lucky
not.
enough, I would have never. And we've discussed this. I really had never planned on getting married, and didn't think as a
Right.
rough and tumble musician that I was really ever going to meet
Yeah.
somebody worth the shit. Out in the
Right.
bars, it's a little harder to
Yeah,
find
bars are
some
not the best
substance,
place
or
to
at least
find
some
somebody.
sober substance.
Right.
So to even get that, I thought,
And see, to me, all that gets old after a while. Like all
true.
that gets old, and
Yeah.
it's just like that was the best thing about when I was gigging, was like I didn't have to worry about staying. No, I'm going home because I know who's waiting for me at home,
Yep,
and I want to
exactly.
go home.
Yep, that
I don't
dog,
wanna
that
stay out
dog
here
is
with you,
right there
Chris.
on the
Yeah.
couch, ready to. Oh, Rachel's there too. Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
No,
you
it
can
happened to
fight
me.
that one
It
out
happened to me
later.
last night. I told her the story today. She chuckled. One of the couples that I know from the
Uh-huh.
juke joint. The guy's a drummer and his wife, and I've known him for a long time. And they were hanging out, and she's like, "Steven, you're so handsome," all that bullshit.
Yeah.
And she's like, "When I have my little girlfriends with me, I'm just gonna pass them off to you if they're annoying me." And I'm like, "What the fuck am I gonna do?" And I like pulled my ring up. I'm like, "I'm fucking married." And she goes, "You're married?" I was like, "Ashley, I know you. I know you."
Mm.
Yeah, of course. And she looked at her husband and she's like, Is he married? He goes, "Yeah, he's married." And I'm like, "Yeah, what the hell you think I'm gonna do?" So it is great, like, to know in the
Yeah.
bar or just when you're out. It's like, no, I'm going home. Everybody's on the couch. That's where I want to be here. I don't
Right.
be on the couch watching.
Yeah.
Watching
Watching a movie or
whatever.
whatever, Yeah. Oh,
And
movies.
that's where the end.
we got to write that down. Movies. We got to talk about that whole thing.
Oh, that's a rabbit hole right
yeah,
there.
that's gonna be a whole episode.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. Well,
Movie time.
yeah, we'll get.
Yeah.
And actually, looking at the clock, we're actually probably getting to where we can wrap this one up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I realized how red I am today. I guess I did get some sun.
Were you outside?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for a while. At least 3 or 4 hours.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you already told me that. The pool, of course, you're outside. That's how long the weekend was, guys. That's
Kids,
how long
don't do
the-
drugs.
That's right. That's how long. That's how long the weekend was putting up with all these fools.
Yeah, it's a Monday. Hey, we made it to another Monday. I'm very
Consistency.
proud. Yes, that's what it's about.
Done is better than perfect.
Yeah.
So we hope that you checked out the last episode. If you did not, please feel free to go back and watch episode number 1. Hopefully by then the short will be up and we will have more shorts up. And hopefully you enjoyed this episode. I
Right.
enjoyed this one. I felt like
Yeah,
we're
no, it's
finally
good.
sliding into a little groove and getting going.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we get our bullet points down. I think we got our cameras set up right. If you feel like watching it versus
yeah,
listening
no,
to
like I
it.
said, I think we're
So I think we're at a good spot. We're doing really well. So, I hope you continue to join us on all the future episodes. And then when we get to 1,000, we need
Yep, gotta get to
1,000. We
1,000.
need 1,000 subs so we can have your comments pop up and we can talk about all sorts of things. And then we can all vent together
yes.
about what bothers us during the week or what
Scream
issues
into
we have.
the ether all together.
Right. And of course, as always, if you don't like what we're talking about, just remember,
This podcast, it's free. All right, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
peace.
This podcast is free. Sit back and relax. This podcast is free. I ain't paying for that. This podcast is free. It's Darren and Steven picking topics out of a hat.